Okay, today we're about to do a power run on this Maloo, which is essentially a car that came into us in not the best state, but had this supercharger system on it, this exhaust system on it, and a 6L80E transmission. We've been through and built the engine, had broken valve springs in it, and wasn't running so great, but it wasn't obvious as to what was happening. But we've been through and actually, with the head damage was there, gone through and replaced the heads, did a stroker build. So it's got a full 4-inch stroker crankshaft, H-beam rods, forged pistons, all ARP studs, all the bits and pieces we do at the bottom. Then we've also done a drive upgrade, so we put on the 8-rib on the front and a Gilmer on the back of this Magnuson 2300, and then we put in a full fuel system. So it's got the twin pump fuel system. So the other thing we did as the power level was going to go to, and this guy wants to be able to play, essentially is put in one of the 4L80E transmissions. So it's a 4L80, which is a built transmission, so it's got stronger components all through the essentially truck 4-speed that these things are, which is an automatic transmission, and then it's also got a reverse pattern manualised valve body. So that's the type of one where it's manual, it only shift gears when you pull the lever, but from neutral, you pull back once, you got first, you pull back again, you got second, up to fourth, and vice versa the other way around. So anyway, we've done all this, we've started to do a tune, so we've got to where we can do a proper power run, so we'll do a video so you can have a look. It's still a pretty fat tune in the fashion of it's running fairly rich. You can see down the bottom there we're in the sort of 12.2s and flat 12s all the way across. We're not running too much timing. Over here in the boost graph you can see we're running up in the 14 pounds of boost. But you'll also see and have heard on it the way that started was this has got essentially a 3000 stall. It's designed in there. We've done a little bit of different things with the converter to try and give it a bit more holding power. 3000 turns into nearly 4000 by the time you put this sort of torque to it, so essentially it's on that for quite a while. But as you can see, as we come up through here, running into the, we're still running into the just under the 640 horsepower at the tyres. I suspect if we were in a manual car, we'd be making around from all the data and what we're looking at, probably the 660 to even 680 rear wheel horsepower. So it's really nice and strong. It's pulling on really well, and a pretty nice place for this build to start off with. This is going to be a pretty fast car to drive. I should also say there's obviously a couple of runs there which are the initial runs, the runs we did right now. The red one beneath there was the power run of what it was. And as I said, that was actually a couple of broken valve springs inside there, and it was essentially just a standard 6-litre working pretty hard, but it was definitely having some issues with, as you can see through there, with valve strings and things like that. So not really much of a comparison, but certainly where the ute started from when it got to us.